Welcome back. The LAUSD has expanded support programs focused on students experiencing homelessness. The superintendent says attendance patterns worsen when a child is homeless. Their ability to read, to interact socially with other students, it's all impacted. But he says it can also all be turned around.
You know, simple things. Washing clothes could be a difficult thing. You know, eating.
Patrick Ashley is a single father of two. He says he had been trying to get back on his feet for a while when he found himself homeless with no idea where his little girls could safely sleep.
Mr. Patrick's case, he actually slept on the bus.
I slept one time on the
bus, and then I met you the next day, I was horrified.
Rosie Jimenez wears many hats in LAUSD. She works as an education coordinator, providing student and parent support with a homeless outreach program. After Patrick found himself in her office asking for help, she was able to provide gift cards for necessities, make sure the girls were in school, and most importantly, she found this family of three emergency housing.
They housed us in a decent area too. It wasn't some seedy motel or anything. They treated us with respect the whole way through. I'm very grateful for the kindness that the school has shown me.
I watched Rosie get emotional as Patrick talked about how grateful he is for her. She says she's grateful to be able to call this her career. She's seen families living in cars, living in tents, and in each case, she works from a place of what she would have wanted, as she's been through the same thing.
So when you said that I treat you with dignity and respect, that's what I would have wanted.
Yeah.
To be treated with dignity and respect.
Yes, ma'am.
Patrick Ashley's happy little girls are just two of some 15,000 LAUSD students experiencing homelessness. Superintendent Alberto Carvalho breaks down why it's important to him that the district devotes significant resources to the problem.
The social emotional impact that a child's awareness of their own condition, of poverty, of homelessness, sometimes despair, abandonment, being the child of an immigrant family who does not know how to ask the right questions. The psychological impact of that early awareness is absolutely destructive to the well-being of a kid.
The district provides academic and mental health support, special transportation, after-school tutoring programs. Laundry trucks come to the schools so parents can wash the family's clothes there. Clothes are provided along with shoes and toiletries. All this to make sure these students know they matter.
I want to be very clear about one thing. I've never met broken children, but I have seen and worked in systems that are broken themselves, and in the process, they damage children's aspirations and dreams. On the other hand, we are the solution.
As for Patrick, he's now working with Rosie on finding stable employment, and he's smiling more.
I'm stable. I'm good. You know, the girls are good. We're going to go home. We're going to go eat. We're going to do homework. We're going to talk about the day. We're going to run through our normal routine. So that right there is a blessing.
15,000 kids. You know, there were so many things that I learned about these programs when I was talking to the superintendent specifically. But, you know, they actually, something, and this seems so small, but they actually make sure that these children have access to the prom, which is a really big event, something that you take, you know, for granted when you're young and when you're able. But they know that, you know, if your parents are struggling to provide housing, they cannot afford a prom ticket for you. So that's just something small. They just make sure that kids have access to the prom.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's just so many little things that you don't think about that so many kids are going through. They're embarrassed. They're struggling with school. They're, you know, they're forced to be older than they should be.
Right.
You know, and it's interesting that the school system helps out in this way.
Yeah. That's a shocking number, 15,000 when you think of it. You know, you always hear like how many of these kids need to go to school because they need the food.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. The safety during the day. Yeah, and that 15,000 number, I have to say that it's likely under what the number actually is because it's a self-reported situation.
Right.
And so if a kid is not comfortable...
And the definition of homeless is always different too, right?
Yeah.
They could be living in their car, they could be living
on someone else's couch, things like that. But it matters when a child doesn't have a secure, stable place to lay their head at night every night. Yeah. It matters.
Takes a village, you know. It's good that the LAUSD is doing something about it.
Yeah.